Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us this afternoon. Hi, Dr. Gills.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, everyone.
And the exciting part this afternoon is we will be discussing about ticks, what we commonly call as Kuto, Libon, and Garapata. So let us help you solve that summer itch because it's already hot and I know a lot of you are having this problem. This afternoon, we'll be discussing this alongside Simparica and you'll get a chance to win their products as well. But I would like you to at least like and subscribe our Facebook channel and also our YouTube channel pala no Facebook page so that we can track you once you win. Okay, our game will be in Facebook. Okay.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I see a couple of familiar faces are joining us. Good to see you again. So, shall we begin already?
Yes, I'm excited. Okay, so it's easy. Scratch here. No, ngat 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 ngat. They would bite, they would scratch there in the armpit, and then you can see them really cute by, okay, Dr. Gills, show it to them. It's by scratching everywhere,
Everywhere.
yeah, not only on the grass, but also on your wall, your furnitures, no? If it's really itchy, you can see your walls na meron talaga, no, skid marks of your dog, depending on where they've been, okay? So these are the signs of your dog being itchy. So the easiest way to find out what the problem is take a look under their coat, and then most of the time, if they have parasites, you can see it under their coat. So these are the most common problems that we encountered before. Before, when the prevention was not that, it wasn't that uso. Okay, so we call this tick in English. In Cebuano, we call it Libon, and in Filipino, we call it Garapata. Sometimes, some clients would come in and a reklamo is Kuto. Okay, so if there's Kuto in Filipino has a lot of meaning. Okay, so where do we find this Kuto? It's nice if you can call our Lafito. Hold on. Okay, Dr. Gils, go ahead and proceed.
So, most common areas where you can find ticks would be the ears, especially in the little flap that you get underneath the ear. There's like a triangle that forms, and that's where they like to hide under the extra skin that they have on the ears. I think Dr. Ivy will
Yeah,
um,
it's a
try
small
to
part
show.
here. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Lafito. He's asleep kanina, no? So it's a small part, no, na parang notch on that ear part. That's where they commonly hide. Or inside the ear canal. Oops, where's that? Inside the ear canal. If your ticks are smart enough, okay, that's where they would always hide. Okay. The ears. That's one of the best areas to look for. The paws. No? Not only that they go inside the interdigits in between, they would also go at the back of the paw. So do not forget to look at those parts. And
Look,
then these are the,
look on top and on the bottom of the paws.
yes. So these are the parts na medyo cool, medyo they can be hidden and pwede silang matago dyan for a long time. Okay. Please proceed, Dr. Gills. Or there are some naman na very ano sila, they're not so conservative. They go towards the muzzle and the face. Normally, we see this, especially for those that are using spray for preventions or preventatives, and then the owners would forget to spray the face. So may isa, one thing in common na pinaka-common hiding places, no? The ear, the paws, and the muzzle or the face. These are the areas that are not commonly sprayed by the spray na preventatives. Okay, but you will also see them in between the armpits. You'll also see them on the chest, the areas that would always have direct contact on where the ticks are living. Would you like to add, Dr. Gills?
They're the most common areas, and sometimes are very difficult to spot.
Yeah.
Partly because they fall off. So sometimes we get clients that have what Doc Ivy is going to discuss next, but have never seen a tick on their dog.
Yeah.
They can be very, very small, pinhead size, and they fall off after feeding. So
Yes.
sometimes the owners do not see them.
Yeah. So what are the problems caused by ticks, garapata, libon, kuto? They can definitely cause discomfort. That's why they scratch. They can cause anemia because these ticks can suck a lot of blood, and they can also transmit deadly diseases, no? Like the ehrlichiosis. I bet a lot of you are familiar with that. You go to your doctor, and your doctor will tell you, baka ano to, may ehrlichia or anaplasma or one of those tick-borne parasites that are like dengue ang effect on the dogs. Okay, but they don't get dengue. Okay, so dogs can actually lose up to zero point 0.5 ml of blood daily from one tick bite alone.
Point 0.5, that's a lot of blood for a dog.
A lot, yeah. So,
Especially for the smaller dogs, the Shih Tzus, the Chihuahuas, Pomeranians, Huskies. That point 0.5 can be very significant blood loss.
true. Pag maliit, no? Okay, we separated the kuto because the kuto, the exact definition of that is the lice. The one that humans can have, the one with nits, no? So those are the kuto. But then again, we hear a lot of kuto cases in our practice, and the owner would always call whatever is on the body of the dog or the cat as kuto. Okay? So sometimes you're wondering, I just removed all the ticks from my dog's body. I just applied tick and flea preventative on my dog's body, and all of a sudden I have na naman. Gabi pa lang umaga ako nagtanggal. So sometimes when you look at your wall, you might think na, uy, our wall has a new design. But if you look closer, can we do that, Takils? Can we show them how closely? These things I can't. Okay. So when we look closer, this might be small, tiny ticks on your wall. They can stay in your wall, the cracks and crevices, for half a year to 1.5 years without feeding. So that's the reason why some owners haven't seen any ticks on their pet's body. But then there were pets that already bit your dog. Pets tuloy. Ticks that already bit your dog, and then that one, the tick will just latch on your dog, and then once they're full, nalalaglag sila ulit to the environment. What's good about ticks, not that are not so good about us as pet owners and our pets, is that these ticks can actually look for the hosts. Your pet does not need any contact with dogs that has ticks. These ticks will look for your dog. They can actually crawl on your wall. Okay. Okay, that's why this wall is very important. Okay, so I already mentioned this one, Dr. Gills, the cracks and crevices. Those are the important areas that you need to look for, watch out for, okay? Philippines, welcome to our very beautiful country. We have the perfect weather to multiply ticks because we don't have any snow. It's not too cold. They do not, ang tawag dito, hibernate. They can just multiply over and over. Okay, and ticks are second to mosquitoes in disease transmission worldwide. Alam niya ba na from one egg of a tick, and for it to make eggs, it will only take 2 months. And if you look at this picture, they can have hundreds of eggs at once. Okay, that's why when you get a tick, especially if it's engorged, we do not recommend na tirisin ninyo yung tick because it can actually lay eggs right there and then. Okay. Are you out for a walk? Make sure that if you don't give any tick and flea preventative to your pet, look at all the areas in contact with whatever they are stepping on. Okay? Because we always want this bond between our pets all the time. We want them to be sleeping on our bed, correct? We want to be hugging and loving them. So we don't want the ticks transferring to us. We don't want now we will have a new mole in our body. Okay, Dr. Gils, please proceed.
So a lot of you will be asking what we can do, and the science for preventing tick infestation has come a long way. There are a lot of options when it comes to prevention, and sometimes you can combine these options. No, there are several colors that are available on the market. There are spot ons that a lot of people are familiar with. The latest one will be a oral tick medicine with. I think we have a special guest today, don't we, Dr. Ivy? That will be discussing a little bit more on this.
Yes.
So the other options are classic. Probably the most classic will be manual removal, and these are several tools that you can use for removal of ticks, tweezers. There's a then two tick removers that are plastic.
Yeah, the only disadvantage of this is that if there are a lot of ticks, makita mo, no, yung dog mo, walking siya pero bleeding all over because of the number of ticks that were removed from the body. Okay? And please do not forget to clean the environment, regardless of how good your tick and flea preventative is. If your environment is still with a lot of ticks, guess what? Even if you put all the recommendations we give, it will not be as effective. So, what is your partner for this environment cleaning? Very easy. Your handy dandy trusty brush. So, get a brush that you can use and then go and revisit lahat no kung saan nagsistay yung dog nyo. Or sometimes they would stay in on the floor. So yung cracks done. Visit that. And then that's where you will brush. You can use hot water. You can use water with bleach. You can use um, any acaricidal, yung gamot talaga for ticks. Or you may also use what else pa ba, Dr. Gills? I think na-mention ko na lahat, no? Or dishwashing liquid, no? Just to remove that and as well clean that area. And then if you do not brush and you just throw the water in that area, it's like just giving them a bath, no? Pinapaliguan mo lang. But then, if you brush that area, definitely they will be struggling not to get out of their house. Pero once you remove them, then they're gone. Okay? So dapat doble ang treatment plan natin for tick prevention.
Yes, and it's not only 1 month that you need to do this. One time or two times a month. It has to be several times a week for 6 months or more, depending on how bad the infestation is. They are very difficult to kill. They won't die via the typical insecticides that you can get in the grocery. They will not die from that. They will not be clean from that. Also, they you need to remember that all the preventions are dosage based. No, even if they have a big range of dose, if ticks keep biting your dogs or keep diminishing that medicine, the medicine will eventually lose its effectivity because of the number of ticks. So the more ticks you have, the shorter the duration of the medicine. So you might have to be more diligent about your environmental cleaning so that you don't overload your dog, so to say.
Another thing about this one, okay, nag-clean na tayo, nagano ta. Ay, doc, gusto ko lang pala shampoo and soap for my tick and flea prevention. Okay, that one is okay, but we do not recommend that for puppies less than 3 years old because of the concentration. We can't really say na, okay, dito sa top part ng shampoo or lower part of the shampoo, mas maganda yung concentration for prevention. Sometimes it goes all the way down and then once we put that, pwede maging over, no? So we don't recommend that for pups less than 3 years old. Just use a regular shampoo for them.
Yeah, there are a lot more options now that are much safer compared to the older shampoos, etc.
Mhm.
The shampoos can some shampoos can actually be used as environmental disinfectants. They're so strong, so that might be a good idea.
Yeah, one more thing pala, Dr. Gills, injectable for tick and flea preventative is very rampant before, but right now, with the change of science, no, that's not recommended for dogs anymore. So, injection for tick and flea is not that effective. It might be more detrimental for pets.
Okay, I think it's time to bring in our special guest. Uh, your
Oh, so for this, sorry. For this afternoon, we have with us Miss Shali Blancy. She's from Zoetis and she can tell us more about Simpatica. Because a lot of us has questions, so parang gaano ka-effective ba yung oral? Is that poisonous for our dog? How tasty is it? Miss Shali, can you share with us?
Good afternoon.
Hi, maayong hapon. If I got it right, to all the Cebuanos who is viewing this live session, of course, with Animal Wellness. Thank you again, Dr. Ivy and Dr. Hills, for inviting us, Zoetis, to in partnership with your discussion about ticks, no, about Kuto. So let me just quickly share my screen, Dr. Ivy, as I um, answer your question, how effective nga ba ang isang oral medication in ensuring the protection of our fur babies against those kutos and ticks, no? So let me just quickly bring up my slides. So let me know, Doc, if you can already see it.
Yep,
Yeah, we're good to
papasok
go.
na.
Okay.
There you
Ay,
go.
there you
Ay,
go. Okay. Ay,
before you continue pala, Shali.
go ahead, Doc.
Shali is actually based in Luzon right now. So are you
Yeah,
in ECQ?
definitely, Doc. We're part of the NCR Plus bubble. So nasa Bulacan
Okay.
ako right now. And yes, still in ECQ, hoping that everyone is safe in there in Cebu. So
And
sana
in Dumaguete as well, yeah.
in Dumaguete also. So
And I think the
okay.
rest of the Philippines, aside from NCR and its bubbles now.
Hopefully, hopefully matapos na po itong pandemic. So please stay safe while we're still in these challenging times. Okay, so if I can proceed, Dr. Ivy.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, ayan. Okay, so Dr. Ivy had mentioned earlier sa discussion po natin that there are a lot of dogs, or I mean, there's the tendency of your dog getting these ticks or yung kuto nga po na tinatawag natin is very high. Bakit nga ba? Kasi there are really we were actually calling this active dogs, eh. But the tendency of us calling this active dogs, ito yung mga tumatakbo sa labas with their owners. Most likely, these are the big dogs engaging in outdoor activities. But actually, there are a lot of more to that. So the type of active dogs. So my question is to our viewers: do you consider your dogs active? So ano ba yung mga types of activities that these dogs are engaging to? So most likely, their active dogs are those who are regularly spending time with other dogs. So kahit naglalaro-laro lang yan sa labas ng bahay niyo, pero together with the other dogs that are not included in your household, that's already an example of active dog. Isa pa, what I've mentioned earlier is engaging in outdoor activities. We have a lot of that, especially in pre-COVID days where we are free to go to a lot of outdoor places together with our dogs. So, stay in places frequently visited by other dogs. Lalayo pa ba tayo? Because we are always going to see our veterinarians and sometimes even just a grooming center, which are very frequently visited by other dogs as well. And who knows, some of the dogs who have visited that place are already infested with ticks. So, aside from that, two of the other examples are living in highly populated areas with dogs with pet owners like you. So yung for example, mga nakatira sa community or village that has a lot of pet owners, kapitbahay natin who has dogs as well, will never know if they're already infested with ticks. And lastly, yan yung walk and run outdoors with owners. Pre-COVID days, we can freely do this, but I know some of you are most of us are requested and are asked to stay at home, but definitely we definitely not hindi tayo dapat maging complacent, but instead we have to ensure that our dogs are strictly and monthly um, actively protected against these ticks, or against also with fleas and other parasites together with these ticks. So kanina nabanggit po nila Dr. Ivy and Dr. Hills about the effects of ticks, fleas, and sometimes even mites infestation. So I won't go into details because Dr. Ivy and Dr. Hills was able to mention some. And I just wanted to highlight the burden of that disease to not only to your dogs, but also to you as a pet owner. Sino ba naman ang may gusto, 'di ba? ba, na nakikitang yung mga fur babies natin nahihirapan because of this parasites, right? So the good news is, aside from the other products that are available to help you and to support you prevent this parasites such as ticks infesting your healthy dogs, aside from the topicals, aside from cleaning the environment, to make the approach more holistic, Dr. Ivy and Dr. Hills have mentioned the availability of the oral medication, which actually acts systemically. Pag sinabi po natin systemically, Doc Ivy, correct me if I'm wrong, this is actually called systemic action ng drug because it is available in the bloodstream of the dogs. Tama ba ako, Doc Ivy?
Yes,
So kapag
tama. And it's all
tama,
over the body. Yeah.
yes, it's all over the body. So pagkagat ng kuto, so most likely you will expect the kuto to ingest or yung ticks to ingest the active ingredient of this oral medication, thus leading to their elimination or death. Okay, so the good news also is we have a product from Zoetis Philippines that's actually good for an option for oral medication that can actually help you actively and comprehensively protect your active dogs against ticks or fleas and even mites. I can talk all day about the product, but just to quickly highlight kung ano po ba yung mga good thing about Simparica for your fur babies. Of course, it has 35 days active protection. Para saan po ba ito? You will expect that your dogs are protected for good for 35 days with consistent peak efficacy. And of course, sino ba naman ang may ayaw ng quick solution or quick revert to the concerns or problems natin, diba? So in general, we want that. We want a quick solution. So also the good news is Simparica has the ability to eliminate ticks for as early as 8 hours. And of course, yung other parasite na kasama nito is also fleas as early as 3 hours naman, which can only give your dogs a rapid relief against these parasites. Of course, assured safety, maraming nagtatanong sa atin yan, safe po ba ang mga oral medications gaya ng sinabi ni Doc Ivy? So it is well tolerated by all our dogs from small breeds down to the large breeds because we have products or dosages that are intended for all dog sizes, and they are specially made for dogs. And kung nahihirapan po tayo na at that time you need to give Simparica or you need to give an oral medication against ticks and fleas for your dogs pero ayaw kumain, so, it happens na ayaw kumain ng mga aso natin, no worries because Simparica can also be given with or without food. Ayan. So comprehensive coverage, gaya nga po ng sabi ko, I know the topic for today is ticks, but also Simparica po can offer you a comprehensive coverage. By means of that, meron po si Simparica can actually act against ticks, yung mga kuto po or mga garapata, mga fleas, and also yung mga mites po natin. Usually, ito po yung nagkakos ng mga galis sa aso. I know Dr. Ivy and Dr. Hills will have a separate session to discuss these other parasites together with ticks that are infesting our dogs, no, especially this summer season. Although sabi nga nila, because of the involvement of the environment as well, these ticks, fleas, and other parasites can actually survive all year long, especially here in the Philippines because of our weather. It actually supports their growth more. So what we are more than the product that we are promoting, we are actually driving that you visit your veterinarians and consult them as your trusted veterinarians in the Animal Wellness Veterinary Hospital about the products that can actually help you prevent the ticks and fleas infestation or the infestation of ticks in your dogs on 24 hours, month long. So, yeah. Any
Wow.
questions for Dr. Ivy?
Very comprehensive,
Thank
Mishali.
you.
But
Thank you,
before we
Dr.
proceed to our Q&A, again, no, very generous Simparica owned by Zoetis. They will be giving us really good price this afternoon. Can we answer some questions first, Dr. Gills and Mishali? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the first question has brand names, but we will not mention. But the question is still a good one. Would you still recommend oral tick treatments for senior dogs since they're more prone to adverse reactions, or are spot-on treatments safer for them? Asking because it seems my dog has an adverse reaction to blank, and he started limping, and but he was okay with blank. We will not mention brand names. I have an answer. Would you like to go first, Doc Ivy?
Yeah, okay, that's a very good question. All these oral medications right now, they are in from under one family. So each one of them has their first name, like Simparica, Saro, Lanner. Others, they have the lahat nila may lanner. I forgot tuloy kung ano yung others. There are two others, no? But then, in their formulation, that might be the reason why your dog reacted to the other one, no? Baka may reaction. Or, but the limping though, I'm quite curious because limping is medyo, it's different. Yeah, I can't see any side effect na limping because all this oral Lanner group, they would go through the gastrointestinal tract. So, pwedeng diarrhea ang side effect. Right, Shelly?
Right, right. I agree, Dr. Ivy. For actually for those questions that are in relation to the effectivity of the product, and also for the side effects that it might occur or might be experiencing for some selected dogs who are intake. I know Dr. Ivy would agree to this, that it's very selective, and just in case you've been experiencing this, what we highly suggest is, of course, seek your veterinarian's expertise to guide you. And of course, they're the best person who knows what's best for your fur babies. So,
It's for me. It depends on what your dog. You have to treat your dog like an individual. Now, going back to the question, whether oral or topical, or uh, the risks of your dog getting a disease and the side effects that you get from ticks outweigh and are much riskier than any of the possible side effects that they can get. So it doesn't matter what tick prevention they get, as long as they get tick prevention. It's very important to get these medicines on board. For the safety of your dog. That's the biggest.
Yeah, that's I agree with Dr. Gills. Another thing is that sometimes we think, no, spa owners, ang mahal naman. Am I going to really spend several hundreds for my tick and flea prevention per month? But then as a veterinarian, this is what I would say. Your 3 month tick and flea preventative is way cheaper than the first day treatment of your pet once they get the diseases that are carried by ticks. Okay.
Yeah, we have another question that's quite interesting.
Okay.
Talking about Ehrlichia, starting from the day uh, the dog was infected or bitten, how many days would the symptoms show, and what are the most common symptoms, and is it highly treatable nowadays?
This is really a good question, Dr. Gills. From the time that the dog latches on your, the tick latches on your dog, it would take at least 3 hours, no, for the tick to transmit the disease to your dog. The clinical sign, though, depends on how sick your dog is. For dogs that are relatively healthy, they can actually carry the disease with them as if nothing happened. And for the dogs that are relatively on the weaker side, immediately you can see the effect on them. Weakness, lethargy, no? Walang appetite, ba't ayaw maglaro, oo, ba't biglang may fever, bakit biglang nag-nosebleed, okay? So those are some signs.
Ehrlichia is one of the most difficult because it can stay dormant for a long period of time, like Doc Ivy said. And when your dog's immune system suddenly gets challenged by something else, let's say he has a cold or he is fighting off another infection, the parasite that Ehrlichia is will take advantage, and suddenly your dog will start exhibiting signs and symptoms of Ehrlichia, or Ehrlichia may become fully blown. So it's one of the most challenging uh, diseases to treat as well, because it is intracellular, so it's inside the cell. So antibiotics like doxycycline work very well, but they have to be used for a long period of time in order to suppress the infection.
And
It's challenging.
I'd like to add to that, Dr. Gills. Ang early care, it has different stages. If your dog has been infected recently, then treatment is still very, it's workable.
Good.
But then, if your dog has it for a long time, the chronic diseases, most of the time, if your dog survives within 24 hours, then we are lucky. We, including us and your pet. No? But then a lot of chronic diseases, they would also have other vital organ problems na rin. So most of them wouldn't survive with their ecosystem. Okay? May ano pala dito, magandang tanong, Shali. Um, Dr. Abele is looking forward for Simparica trial to come to PH soon. How soon is this? Parang soon na, right?
Thank you, Dr. Abelia, for mentioning. Also, we're also excited about bringing in Simparica Trio to the Philippines to be available to all of our clients, and especially to the pets and the pet owner you care for. But bitinin ko muna kayo ng for quite a little while, no, for we will please expect the announcement of the official launch official time of the availability of Simparica Trio here in the Philippines. But one thing I can assure you of is that would be very very soon, so wait
Could
lang
you
tayo
give
for further news.
little background on what Barca Trio is for our viewers that are not familiar with it?
Sure.
O kung
Thank you,
anong difference niya sa regular Simparica,
yeah.
Shali.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hills, for that. Also, Simparica Trio po for the info of the viewers. Simparica, for one, on the other side is indicated, or para po talaga ito for ticks, fleas, and mites. Although on the other hand, Simparica Trio, which will be available soon for your dogs, is actually good to be a three-in-one combination treatment for not only for external parasites but also for those internal parasites. Ano po ba yung mga internal parasites na yon? That actually includes heartworm. So it's a preventative against heartworms, and also for those most common intestinal worms that actually our dogs can ingest or can acquire from the food that they eat, or from from the environment itself. So three in one na siya. My ticks, fleas, prevention for ticks and fleas, prevention for heartworm, and of course prevention for intestinal worms. So that three in one protection can happen to. You can get it in just one chewable tablet as well. So soon, hopefully, we'll be able to make Simparica Trio available here in the Philippines. Wait for further announcements from of course, from our partner veterinarians. In this case, of course, animal wellness is part of it. So, thank you,
Okay,
po.
thank you. Oh,
One more.
Prish
That's a
is
very
here.
nice comment.
Yeah, thank you, Prish.
So
And
animal wellness saved our dogs after getting sick of our late. Yeah, thank you to Dr. Gills and Dr. Ivy. You're very welcome. We're always happy to hear our patients getting better.
thank you, Prish. Yeah, we haven't seen Prish. I haven't seen Prish in a while. I hope you win this, Prish. Okay. Okay, so shall we start our Q&A? The most exciting part. Parang Cebu Pacific lang. Okay. The most exciting part. Okay, question number one. Okay. Our discussion for this afternoon is about ticks. Can you give us several? Okay, ilan nga ang winners dito? We'll have two winners. Ilan? Shali.
So we're so in partnership, so Suetes Philippines po, in partnership with Animal Wellness Veterinary Hospital and clinics, would like to give away 5 boxes of Simparica po, for that is already equivalent to 1 box, 3 months protection for your dogs against ticks, fleas, and mites. So I give the floor to Dr. Ivy to select, of course, the fastest who can answer the questions for today. So thank
We
you, po.
will clarify one thing. We'll be giving away 4 today, and we
Yeah.
will be keeping one for a much bigger prize later on. But that's a surprise. That's something
Oh, okay.
we're
Para,
May
para mas
pasabog ang
exciting.
animal wellness.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's so super exciting. Sige.
so
Sige.
4 for today.
Four for today. Okay. So the first question goes for our animal wellness. Robinson's Galleria branch. You can claim this prize from that branch. Now we are at the second floor of Robinson's Galleria. Okay. Ticks. are ticks in English? Can you give us Filipino names for ticks? The first one to answer will get 3 month protection. Okay. While the second answer can get the on the go bag, not that you can bring when you bring out your pet. Okay. Ano bang nasa laman na on the go bag? May waterer doon, may feeder, and may bag. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so our first winner is Garapata by David. Okay, congratulations. And then May,
Frisch. No, Frisch
ah,
was first.
Prish. Sorry, Prish. Oh,
Frisch.
sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry so much. Sorry. So that's Prish and then Alma. Okay, David, sorry, third ka pala. Okay, so
No.
Prish is first. Tama
When
ba?
David answered, Elma was is a question.
Oh, sorry. Ano ba 'to? Nakakahiya naman talaga. Okay. So, Precious, first prize, you get, let us know what size of pet you have. So that's what is can prepare that for you. And then, David, you get the on-the-go bag that you can bring for your pet. Okay. Okay. Question number two, Dr. Gills, would you like to ask question number two that will go to our Parkmore branch?
Aside from treating your dog, what is the next most important thing to treat?
Do you have ABCs?
A. The grass. B. The walls. C. The tiles. Or D. All of the above.
Paki-repeat, Dr. Gills.
Okay. Aside from treating your dog, what is the next most important thing to treat?
I'll miss you name
What's your
first.
verse? There we go. We have two winners already. Pauline and Junior answered it correctly. All of the above.
Okay, all of the above.
All of the above because it's the environment is the next best, most important thing to treat. Okay.
Shali, your question now.
Okay, so for my question, true or false? Do you need to give your dogs or to provide your dogs a monthly protection against these parasites such as ticks or kuto? True or false? Do you need to give a monthly protection or provide a monthly protection to your dogs for against ticks, fleas, and mites? That's so
And
easy.
okay, and then the prize will be claimed at our Banilad branch, but let's give chance to others, okay? If you already won, second na naman, okay? Dr. Gills, who's our winner?
Um, May, Ramilio, and Sheena Manuncia. David Manuncia, no. Sheena Reverente, sorry. Number one and number two.
Okay, so now, okay, let
Last
me
question.
repeat that. David and Prish will get their prizes from Robinson's Galleria. For Park Mall, we have Pauline and Junior. And then for Banilad, we have May and Sheena. Okay, so for our last question, this is the exciting part because you will claim your prize from our Dumaguete branch. So for all our Negros viewers, this is your best chance to win. Dr. Gills?
Which method of controlling ticks is the preferred method? A. Chemical. B. Manual. C. None of the above. So A. Manual. A. Chemical. So meaning medicines. B. Manual meaning picking it with your hand. Or C. None of the above. None of the above. Nobody wants to give medicines for ticks. Okay, I think Doc Ivy, you have to ask another question. Let's give them another chance. You're muted.
Sorry. Medyo tricky pala yung pang Miss Universe yun. Ito, this is really easy. Hold on. Okay. From one thick bite, around how many ml of blood does a dog lose? Okay. Letter A, zero point 0.5 ml. Letter B, 1 ml. Or letter C, 3 ml. And then you can claim your prize from our from our Animal Wellness Dumaguete branch. Okay. Moana got it. So since si Moana nauna kanya ang Simparica, and we can still have one on the go.
Then Irene.
And Irene. Okay, so I think everybody had fun and learned this afternoon, right? Okay, they can actually lose zero point 0.5 lang. Kasi imagine if you have 1,000 and you lose 3 ml, matagal ng walking dead ang dog natin. Only zero point 0.5. Okay, that's why it can cause a lot of anemia. And that is also why there's platelet problem afterwards. Okay, before we end the show, we have a question from Miss Elma Masiglat. Dr. Gil, where was that?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's not a question, but it's very true. We lost two of our dogs to anaplasma. Is the tablet you mentioned also good for that? Yes, Miss Alma. So this is actually a tick and flea preventative. So if we prevent the ticks, then we prevent the parasites like anaplasma or ehrlichiosis or babesiosis or all those oocysts that our pets can get. Yeah. So, Dr. Gills, any parting words?
Well, we hope you had fun. I know we enjoyed presenting. It's always interesting to see our regular names pop up and questions. If you have any other questions, please do send us a message or come to the clinics and ask your veterinarian there. If you have any questions for Duetes, then we think you can do a talk with them as well.
Yeah, this is the best time to ask them as well. And then we will see Miss Shali again in the near future, like July, Shali, right?
July.
Thereabouts. Yes.
In the next few months, of course, again with animal wellness.
They will prepare nice prices again. Okay. Oh, meron pa pala. Okay. What's the best stop for the decay of the teeth of my dog? Toothbrushing is still the number one. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much and hope to see you again. For Mick Hernais, I'd like you to watch a dental video that we have. You may also watch us on YouTube, the same. It's Animal Wellness Cebu. See you and thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Dr. Ivy.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Mills.
Thank you.